She said, "Sometimes I wonder what my life would be like if I'd chosen differently." So I told her to find out. Now her dream guy left her homeless and she's crying in my office. Hey, viewers. Before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. I never thought I'd be writing this, but here we are. This happened about 2 years ago, and I'm finally ready to tell the story. Names changed for obvious reasons, but everything else is exactly as it happened. Sarah and I had been together for 4 years when her college reunion invitation arrived. We'd been living together for 2 years, and honestly, I'd been ring shopping. Not actively, but the thought was there. She was smart, funny, and we just clicked. Or so I thought. When she showed me the invitation, she lit up like Christmas morning. Oh my God, I can't believe it's been 10 years already. She immediately started talking about all the people she wanted to see, professors she missed, and how much fun it would be to catch up with everyone. Want me to come with you? I asked, genuinely excited to meet her college friends. I'd heard so many stories over the years. Sarah paused, looking uncomfortable. I mean, you could, but it might be kind of boring for you. You don't know anyone, and we'll probably just be talking about old times and inside jokes. I should have paid attention to that hesitation. Instead, I just nodded and said, whatever makes you happy. Just promise you'll have fun. The weekend of the reunion, Sarah was practically bouncing off the walls. She bought a new dress, got her hair done, and spent an hour on her makeup. She looked amazing, and I told her so. I'll call you tonight, she said, kissing me goodbye. Don't wait up if it gets too late. That first night, she texted me around 7 p.m., having fun. Everyone looks so different. Then nothing until almost 2 a.m. Sorry, lost track of time. So tired. Talk tomorrow. The next day, she barely called. When she did, around noon, she sounded different. Energetic. Glowing. Even through the phone. How's it going? I asked. Amazing. I forgot how much I love these people. We stayed up until like 4 a.m. just talking. It's like no time has passed at all. That's great, babe. Anyone I know from your stories? Just the usual crowd. Oh, and Kevin's here. Remember me mentioning Kevin? I didn't, but I said sure anyway. When she got home Sunday evening, she was different. Not bad different, just distant. Like part of her was still back at that reunion. She spent the evening on her phone, scrolling through photos and laughing at things she wouldn't explain. Good weekend? I asked. The best. I forgot how much I missed that feeling. What feeling? Just being around people who really knew me. The me I was before, you know. I didn't know, but I nodded anyway. Over the next few weeks, Sarah couldn't stop talking about the reunion. She'd bring up random stories about college, about professors, about how things used to be. And Kevin's name kept coming up. Kevin was always so ambitious, she'd say while we watched TV. He was the kind of guy who had a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. He knew exactly where he wanted to be. That's cool, I'd respond, not thinking much of it. Yeah, he's doing really well now. He has his own consulting firm, travels all over the world for clients. I started paying attention when she mentioned him for the 5th time in a week. Kevin always said I was too smart to just settle into a routine, she said one evening, completely out of nowhere. We'd been talking about what to have for dinner. Settle into a routine? You know, just being comfortable, not pushing yourself to grow. Are you not growing? Sarah looked at me like I'd missed the point entirely. I don't know, Mike. Sometimes I wonder if I'm living up to my potential. That's when I looked Kevin up on social media. Big mistake. His Instagram was like a highlight reel of success. Expensive restaurants, business class flights, suits that probably cost more than my car payment. And recent photos from the reunion, including several with Sarah. They looked comfortable together. Too comfortable. When I brought it up, Sarah got defensive immediately. Are you seriously stalking my college friends now? I'm not stalking anyone. You've mentioned him 10 times this week, so I was curious. He's just a friend, Mike. God, you're being so insecure. But things kept escalating. Sarah started working late more often. She'd be on her phone constantly, always stepping away to take calls. She started criticizing things she'd never cared about before. Don't you want more? She asked me one night, completely unprompted. More what? Just more. Don't you want to travel? See the world? Build something bigger than this. I gestured around our apartment, which we decorated together and loved. I thought we were happy here. We are. But happy and fulfilled aren't the same thing. A month after the reunion, I found hotel receipts in her purse while looking for car keys. 2 different hotels, both in our city, both recent. Sarah had never mentioned staying in any hotels. That night, I confronted her. Sarah, I found these. I held up the receipts. Her face went white, then red. You were going through my purse? I was looking for the car keys. You told me to grab them. Why are you staying in hotels here? She was quiet for a long moment. Kevin's been visiting. Visiting you? Visiting the city. For work. We've gotten coffee a few times. In hotels. We talked in the lobby. Sometimes his room. It's not what you think. What do I think? You think I'm cheating on you. Are you? Another long pause. Not physically. The honesty almost made it worse. I sat down heavily on our couch. But emotionally? I asked. Sarah started crying. I don't know. Maybe. I'm so confused, Mike. Seeing Kevin again, it brought back all these feelings. All these memories of who I used to be. Who you used to be. I was different in college. I was ambitious. I had dreams. I was going to change the world. And now I'm 28 and I work in marketing and I come home and we watch Netflix and order takeout and talk about our day. That sounds awful, I said, and I meant it to sting. It's not awful. It's just safe, predictable, comfortable. And that's bad. It's not bad. It's just. Kevin always said I was settling. That I was too smart and too ambitious to just be comfortable. There it was. The thing that had been building for a month. Sometimes I wonder what my life would be like if I'd chosen differently, she continued. I looked at her for a long moment. Then you should find out. What? You should find out what your life would be like if you'd chosen differently. You should be with Kevin. Mike, that's not what I meant. Yes, it is. You've been comparing our entire relationship to some fantasy of what your life could have been. You're not happy here. You're not fulfilled. You think you're settling. So don't settle. Sarah stared at me. Are you breaking up with me? I'm telling you that you should be with someone who makes you happy. Someone who challenges you. Someone who fits the life you want to live. But what if I'm wrong? What if I'm just confused? Then you'll figure it out. But you won't figure it out while you're here, wondering what if. We talked until 3 a.m. She cried. I didn't. By the end of the conversation, we both knew what was happening. I need to see where this goes with Kevin, she said finally. I need to know if what we have is real. I understand. So we'll take a break? And if things don't work out? No, Sarah. If you leave, you leave. There's no coming back to see if I'm still here waiting. That's not fair. What's not fair is asking me to be your backup plan while you explore your options. She moved out the next weekend. I helped her pack, which probably seemed weird to her friends, but I wanted to make sure she took everything. I changed the locks that Monday. For the next few months, I focused on work. I've been putting in good effort, but now I threw myself into it completely. I picked up extra projects, stayed late, and actually started enjoying the challenges. I got promoted to senior technician after 6 months, which came with a nice raise in my own office. I started going to the gym. Not because I was trying to get revenge or prove anything, but because I needed something to do with all the energy I used to spend worrying about Sarah. I picked up photography again, something I loved in high school but had let slide. I didn't talk about Sarah. I didn't check her social media. I didn't ask mutual friends about her. When people asked how I was doing, I said I was fine, and I meant it. About 8 months after she left, I started dating again. Nothing serious, just coffee dates and casual dinners. I met Rebecca at a photography workshop. She was funny, smart, and had her own life going on. We started spending time together, and it was easy in a way that my relationship with Sarah had never been. Through mutual friends, I heard bits and pieces about Sarah's new life. She'd moved in with Kevin pretty quickly. They were traveling together, posting photos from expensive restaurants and weekend getaways. It all looked very glamorous. But then the stories started changing. Kevin, it turned out, wasn't quite the success story his Instagram suggested. His consulting firm was basically him freelancing with a fancy business name. The travel was client work, not leisure, and he was apparently pretty stressed about money most of the time. The fancy suits and expensive dinners were all financed by credit cards. Sarah had moved to a different city to be with him, leaving her job and her support system. She was having trouble finding work in her field and was getting increasingly isolated. Then Kevin started showing his true colors. He was controlling about money, critical of Sarah's career struggles, and apparently had a temper. Friends started noticing that Sarah seemed stressed and unhappy when they video called. About a year after she left, Kevin kicked her out. She found out he'd been cheating on her with at least 2 other women, including an ex-girlfriend he'd reconnected with at his own college reunion. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. Sarah was essentially homeless. She'd burned bridges at her old job, had no money saved, and Kevin had kicked her out with barely any notice. She moved back to our city and was staying with friends, but that wasn't sustainable. That's when the text started. "Hey, I know things ended badly, but I wanted to see how you're doing." I didn't respond. "Mike, I made a huge mistake. I've learned so much about myself and what really matters. Nothing. Please just talk to me. I know I don't deserve it, but I need to hear your voice." Still nothing. Then she started calling. I let them all go to voicemail. The messages got increasingly desperate. "Mike, please." He was terrible. "You were right about everything. You're the good one. You're the one who really cared about me." Delete. "I know I hurt you, but I've grown so much. I know what I want now, and it's the life we had together." Delete. "I'm staying with Jessica, but I can't stay much longer. I have nowhere else to go. I'm not asking you to take me back. I just need someone to talk to." Delete. Her friends started reaching out. Jessica called me first. "Mike, I know Sarah messed up, but she's really sorry. She's learned from this experience." "I'm sure she has. She's going through a really hard time." Kevin turned out to be awful. He was emotionally abusive and controlling. "That's unfortunate. Don't you care about her at all? You two had something real." "We did. And she chose to throw it away for something that looked better." "Everyone makes mistakes, Mike. Don't you believe in second chances?" "I believe in consequences." Sarah's mom called me next. That one was harder. "Mike, honey, I know my daughter hurt you, but she's in a really bad place right now. She made a mistake, but she's learned from it. Mrs. Peterson, I respect you, but Sarah is an adult. She made her choices. She's my daughter. I'm watching her fall apart. Don't you have any compassion?" "I have plenty of compassion, but I also have self-respect." "That's very cold of you." "What's cold is asking me to rescue someone who left me for someone else." The calls kept coming from different friends and family members. They all had the same message. Sarah was sorry. Sarah had learned her lesson. Sarah needed help. I should be the bigger person. I started to wonder if I was being too harsh. Maybe I should at least talk to her. Maybe I owed her that much after 4 years together. Then she showed up at my office. I was having a particularly good day. I just finished a project that had been challenging. My boss had complimented my work, and I was looking forward to dinner with Rebecca that evening. My office door was open when I heard my name. I looked up, and there was Sarah. She looked rough. Her hair was different, shorter, and not as well maintained. She'd lost weight, but not in a healthy way. Her clothes were nice but wrinkled, like she'd been wearing them for too long. She looked tired and stressed and desperate. "Hi, Mike." "Sarah, how did you get in here?" "I told them I was your friend, that I was surprising you." I gestured to the chair across from my desk. "What can I do for you?" She sat down and immediately started crying. "Mike, please. I know I messed up, but I've learned my lesson. He was terrible. You're the good one. You're the one who really cared about me. I did care about you. Past tense. But we can try again. I know who I am now. I know what matters. I know that what we had was real and good and worth fighting for. You knew what mattered when you chose to leave. You made your decision. I was confused. I was having a quarter-life crisis or something. People make mistakes. Don't you believe in forgiveness? I forgave you a long time ago, Sarah. But forgiveness doesn't mean I have to let you back into my life. That's not fair. You know me. You know I'm not a bad person. I don't know you at all, Sarah. The person I thought I knew wouldn't have done what you did. But I've changed. I've grown. I know what I want now. What you want is security. You want someone to take care of you because your adventure didn't work out. But I'm not your backup plan. It's not like that. It's exactly like that. You left me for someone who seemed more exciting, more successful, more ambitious. When that didn't work out, you remembered that I was stable and reliable. But you can't have it both ways. She was crying harder now. So that's it. For years means nothing. For years meant everything. That's why it hurts so much when you threw it away. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know you are. But sorry doesn't fix this. The door to my office opened, and Rebecca walked in carrying coffee. She stopped when she saw Sarah. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were in a meeting. Rebecca, this is Sarah, an old friend. Sarah, this is Rebecca. Rebecca smiled politely and set one of the coffees on my desk. I'll wait outside. Actually, We're just finishing up, I said. Sarah stared at Rebecca as she left, then looked back at me. You're dating someone. I am. Is it serious? That's not really your concern anymore. Are you happy? Very. Sarah was quiet for a long moment. She seems nice. She is. Does she know about me? She knows I was in a relationship that ended. She doesn't need to know more than that. So I'm just nothing? Like I never existed. You existed. We had 4 years together. But that's in the past now. And there's no chance. No, Sarah. There's no chance. She sat there crying for another minute, then finally stood up. I guess I should go. I think that's best. She walked to the door, then turned back. For what it's worth, I really am sorry. And I really did love you. I know. And I hope you figure things out. I really do. But it won't be with me. After she left, I sat in my office for a few minutes, processing the conversation. I felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, no regret. Just a sort of quiet relief that it was finally over. Rebecca came back in. Everything okay? Yeah. Just someone from my past trying to revisit old decisions. Want to talk about it? Not really. Want to get dinner? Always. We left the office together, and I didn't look back. I heard through the grapevine that Sarah eventually moved back in with her parents and found a job in her hometown. She's apparently doing better now, though we don't travel in the same circles anymore. I don't wish her ill. I don't think about her much at all, honestly. Rebecca and I have been together for over a year now, and we're talking about moving in together. It's easy and comfortable and real in a way that my relationship with Sarah never was. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd fought for her, if I'd begged her to stay, if I'd taken her back when she wanted to return. But then I remember that someone who truly valued what we had wouldn't have been willing to risk it for a maybe. I learned something important from this whole experience. You can't make someone choose you. You can only choose yourself. And sometimes, choosing yourself means letting someone go, even when it hurts. Sarah thought she was trading up. Instead, she traded away the one person who actually loved her for who she was, not who she might become. That's not my problem anymore. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.